Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention? The stream starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now.
Here, might need some. Still young, but I move like a new deal to my lawyer. If you're down in my management, I'm just warming up a way till I old producers saw the numbers one. Different colors in my baggy light. Chalk it up, talk of the town where you're talking up. Wanna get you a ring and you tough enough. Wanna get you new things with your pockets dull. Run it up. I used to be quiet and out of luck. Now I move up and move humble cause the hate and the jealousy. My mama telling me count up your blessings and run it up. Nowadays nothing really excites me. Only one of me and nobody like me. Phone ringing and I tell him it's I got wifey on bling and she freeze, photo, please, no photos, no, G's, no, please, no photos. I keep giving game away, I put game on layaway. I got paid to play today, I get paid to stay away. I get paid on rainy days, I might make it rain today. I got paid off pain today, thought it'd take the pain away. In my own lane, finger roll. I would never sell my only soul. Heard your whole team was for sale. Heard it's on the market for the low. Who the realest, we might never know. All this acting, you gon' play a role. Give you the world when they sign you up. Dry you out and then they line you up. Ooh, now you're looking hungry, ribs are touching, need some food. Now you're all on live acting surprised, but you was fooled. Boy, get out the way, it's been a day, now you're old news. Now you got the pen and pad, you're trying to take my moves. Nowadays, nothing really excites me. Only one of me and nobody's like me. Phone ringing and I tell him it's I got wifey on bling and she freeze, photo, please, no photos, no, G's, no, please, no photos. Nowadays, nothing really excites me. Only one of me and nobody's like me. Phone ringing and I tell him it's I got wifey on bling and she freeze, photo, please, no photos, no, G's, no, please, no photos.
What's up, Emily?
Emily slide in the background. Emily's here.
Oh, what? Yeah.
Today is going to be a different kind of day. I'm not doing thirst traps first. It's kind of like last week led right into this week.
Correct.
Thirst buckets?
Thirst buckets.
Yeah, thirst.
Moving on. It's like when we ended last week's stream and I asked people how they felt. Did you feel safe? How did you feel about things? That led right into this week. We got the verdict today. And it's a bittersweet kind of verdict because, you know, you kind of wanted to hear certain things, but you know things aren't changing overnight.
Yeah.
I'm glad to have Emily here, though.
Yes.
I was up in Emily's stream earlier today, and you have madness in your streams. Like,
so much conversation.
Good mods, so.
We try to keep it from being absolute madness, and the mods, including tech, do a lot of that lifting. It is hard sometimes. It is definitely hard, but we try not to not talk about stuff just because chat can get wild. But it's a lot of people. It's a lot of people. I'm not gonna lie. So
it's good dialogue. It's great.
It is. I'm glad we talked about process today. So today I reiterated that quick verdicts are generally guilty verdicts. So, you know, when people were like, when they announced that there was going to be a verdict today, people are like, wait, this is quick. Is this quick? Is this what's quick? Is this, can you, I don't know how to feel. And I'm like, this feels 10 hours for a week's long trial or more than a week's long trial is fast. So let's just all just.
I was like, everybody breathe. I think I told Mike that earlier. He says, I don't feel right. And I was like, just breathe. We all got to breathe.
A little shot. You needed that one.
It's a 420 stream. It's totally fair.
Yeah.
How are y'all doing?
Doing well.
Yeah, doing well. Yeah, I know this is the beginning of something. It's beginning of accountability, which, you know, it feels good that we got a guilty verdict, but we also know that it's also because a lot of people were active, and we have to remain active, and we need to remain vigilant, and we need to continue to be a part of the process. either with our voices or just helping people out through tough times. And that's what we got to do, because we also have to hold ourselves accountable to make sure that we're not just letting other people do the work for us. Government is there, but we also need to be active participants in it. And I'm noticing a shift that more people are willing to do the work instead of just being upset about what the actual responses are.
Correct.
Yeah, because usually it's like, oh, no snitching, or oh, I'm not going to say anything, I'm not going to cooperate, I'm not working with the police, and I'm not working with, attorneys or anybody.
Exactly. Yeah. And you got some environments where, I mean, that goes into, like, for instance, I live in LA, so some of that has to do with that. And you can say it because sometimes it's a mindset, but when you live in that type of dynamic, it is really what it is. And you can't, for instance, you say something, then you have to deal with the consequences. And now we get to the point where it's just like, it might be to get through you, they might not hurt you, they'll hurt the next person that's closest to you just to show you and make you feel that hurt. So,
or just take it out on someone else.
Exactly. Like you said, Catwoman, it's just accountability, and don't keep your eyes off the ball, because this is just one guy. We need to, it's a lot more work to do.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna spoil anything about Captain America, the Winter Soldier and Falcon. I'm not gonna spoil anything. I just want to say one quote. It's not going to take anything away from it, but it really honed in the quote that he said. He said, a lot of the times, it's not that there's a defect in the hardware, it's the meatware. And that's kind of like how it is. We have these systems in place, but we have to participate and make sure that things happen. So, yeah, I think that's one of the reasons why we
need to change due to the time. They're outdated.
Yeah, yep. And also, I'll just say this. One of the things that we have to do as a nation, and if you have this consciousness about you, you have to spread it to people, is this case should show everyone that we may not be an Emily D. Baker. We might not know the law. We might have to go to her streams and learn, right? But the one thing that we can do is put ourselves in the eyes of a child. If a 4 or 5 year old is horrified by an event, that should tell you that something is wrong with that event. And we have to, as Americans, if we are truly all Americans, we have to look at the facts, and we can't be sullied by media or certain groups by telling us or demonizing someone's character. We have to be vigilant. We cannot get caught up, because that is irrelevant. You have to look at what happened. Your eyes saw it. You saw the horrible act. You saw him call for his mother. You saw him use the restroom on himself. You saw all this stuff happen, right? And you can't go, oh, I'm gonna look for this as an excuse for the person who did this damage.
Yeah.
You okay, LaShawn? Everybody all right?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I think, I think everybody's just kind of like, everybody's tense because, the situation.
Yeah, it's like I told Barry, it's just like, it was the quick verdict, like Emily said, but then it was just like, but what if it's not,
Oh, yeah.
Because
I was looking at the ones that were quick and they came back not guilty. I was like, wait a second here.
Yeah.
So, but it's
that happens
like,
yeah, rare.
But it's just like I was saying before we came on. It's just like, now, okay, you got him charged. Now let's see the sentencing, because you don't want your eye to get off, like I said, off the ball and be like, okay, yeah, now he's charged and all this. It's like, wait a minute, that's just one step. We have to see what this man is going to get, because then what's to say he gets 5 years? Then it's the same thing over again. So it's like, I think it's us as being human beings. It's hard to not be so reactionary and not just go with our emotions, because we feeling some type of way about the situation, and like you said, Barry, to think, to get all the facts, and sometimes it's hard, when you see something that's happened to you as a people countless of times, and now even more so because everything is being recorded, and now stuff is being broadcast, like we said before, we can't really watch that stuff anymore. I don't want to watch it anymore. I don't want to watch
it hurts,
so that's just, my opinion.
Yeah, I know though that I don't have have the privilege to not watch this stuff and not to be informed about it. You know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Send it to me. If y'all have a problem, I'll watch it. It will kill me inside, but that is something that we have to do because we can't. Sure. Because otherwise, it's easy when you don't watch something to put yourself in the let me excuse something. You know, the person or the perpetrator, right? Yeah. So it's like you have to watch it.
Yeah.
And I know it's tough.
Yeah, and you got to peel the layers. So
you have to peel
written the layers on this report, what was put on, like what was recorded, not just also the video, but what was the pretenses up to that, what was in the report. Like we need to all break it down because I know that I don't have that luxury.
Well, it's kind of like this case.
Can I say something real quick? Hey, 267, you know, me and you go back and forth in DMs. Don't bring that BLM stuff in here. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I have no problem bouncing you up out here. Okay, so if you want to bring that intensity, you're gonna talk about everybody, white supremacists. You're gonna talk about all that stuff. Do not bring that in here. All right. We're talking about George Floyd being murdered. So if you want to bring that BLM, why don't you call up Stack, his twin, and get with Steven Jackson. And y'all can, get around the ring and you can talk about BLM when he's got to bury his friend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because as soon as I read it, I was like,
this has nothing to do. This has nothing to do with George Floyd being murdered.
No, because that's what I was gonna say. This is, you can tell how many people this has touched around the world. Because as I sit here and I hear my alarms going off, I hear LaShawn's alarms going off, and I hear everybody. I'm getting alerts about the NFL making statements. I'm getting the president and the vice president making statements. Everybody's talking right now. So so it's not that it's not a small thing, and it's not about Black Lives Matter. We're talking about
there were reporters out there that said that there were reporters speaking French, Spanish. Like there was reporters out there from around the world. This wasn't just something. This wasn't just in a because what happened last year was what was going on here shed a light on what's been going on in the UK for the longest time.
Yeah.
And it was like a domino effect. It wasn't just, oh, look at America and they mess. Nah, it's all over the place. And it just, it was a domino effect. But it's I heard somebody say something today, and I haven't been able to let go of it because me and my dad had a conversation about it. But guy said on the radio, on the show my dad listens to on the way home today, he said that the guy said, this is what we saw with George Floyd was just Rodney King with clearer video. And he was like, and that's the reason why it was quick. But then as we're talking about it and he's listening to it, I hear my dad kind of choke up because me and him were talking about, not to like shameless plug or anything, but this is just a conversation. We were talking about the gender reveal for our kid on the way in a couple of weeks. And my dad chokes up and literally says, when I had you, I didn't think my grandson would still be going through this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I was like, well, we don't know if it's a grandson or a granddaughter. He was like, they black. It was just like that there's just that pause, like, it wasn't father and son. It was two black men kind of understanding. Damn. Damn. It hits different. It hits different, man. Like it hits different.
I had to tell my son, and my son is 7, and it's like not to put too much on my personal stuff, but my parents I felt like they didn't do their job to teach me about this stuff. And then it's here I am. How do I teach my 7-year-old about kind of like if you've seen American Skin, it's kind of like, damn. And Nate Parker, he was like, how do I tell a 7-year-old or prepare them for this? And it's like, you don't want them not to be prepared and know what to do when a certain situation occurs. So every day I feel like I'm looking at him and I just got to prepare him for that. But it's like, damn, I still want you to be a kid. And it's just like, you have to juggle with these emotions. And then it makes like George Floyd is just one guy that got, it's just not saying he's just one person, but what about Tamir Rice, Philando Castile? You have so many others. So it's not the effect of just George Floyd. It's everybody before him. And then I hate to say this, but after as well.
Yeah.
Or the ones you hadn't
And-
even
and-
heard.
and
What
I
about the
think
ones you haven't heard about?
the reason why George Floyd resonated, so even if you're shot and killed, you expire pretty quickly, right? It was the pain that he suffered. It was the people that were there, whites and blacks, that suffered watching him expire over that long period of time and beg for his life, call for his mother, right? So I think that's what resonated with everybody.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, because everyone there tried to help.
Yes,
everyone there tried to help.
Everyone there
and
tried
couldn't.
to help.
Couldn't help.
Yeah,
it's that helplessness.
Yeah,
it's that helplessness of watching the video, of watching it happen time and time again. You know, like PG said, you have a 7-year-old son. My sister was 6 when Trayvon Martin died, and I had just started driving trucks. And my sister literally asked me when I came home one day, she was like, "You don't eat Skittles in your truck, do you?"
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I'm just like, at the time, I just kind of dismissed it. But now, as I've gotten older and I see her posting stuff and I see her talking about stuff, I'm like, she was really, like, just not trying to be funny. She was really woke at such a young age. Like, she was aware of what was going on, and it's just, you know, it's a victory. It's a victory, and hopefully, it's the first of many. But it is.
Exactly, but like I said, we as a nation have to stay diligent. Like, it may be a victory, but we have to peel it back. We have to have those tough conversations. When you know or see someone that is taking their mind off the prize of what's really happening because they are influenced by bias, we have to say something. Yeah. We have to say, no, this is wrong, and it needs to be evaluated as such. And we can't look for, oh, well, this could have been this, or he, he had a bad life, or he was this in the past. It's
but
like that,
taking it off,
that has to go away.
And a lot of people deflect.
They want to deflect, and it's like, no, we have to have these conversations. That's the bottom line.
And then they bring out these talking points that, not to cut you off, Mike, go ahead.
No, you good. Go ahead.
But you got all these talking points, and they're trying to, like you just said, they're trying to bring up everything that has nothing to do with why.
Correct.
Yeah, exactly. So you bring these talking points that, and then a part of you, because of you wanna, like I said, you want to just give that person a piece of your mind, because you're sitting here bringing these talking points that has nothing to do with, or you're bringing stuff like Tamir Rice. Oh, what about this? And it's the fact that when you see a black person, and I'm gonna be blunt. When you see a black person, something happens, they always want to dig into their past.
Yep.
And they always want to bring shit that, excuse me. Stuff,
no, go.
I'm sorry.
We good. Just keep talking. Keep your thought.
Bring stuff. It's a lot of emotions.
But that's the thing. It's like we're dealing with emotions, but we also have to keep our mind focused in these times, right? We have to keep our minds focused, because we, like I said, plug in Emily again, we're not going to know all the parts of the law, right? But we have to watch things and look at stuff, because at the end of the day, when you go into the courthouse, they can bring up things like this, right? Some will get through, some, but it all comes down to what transpired. Yeah. And that's what we have to do a better job of, creating that public opinion. Like I've mentioned before, when Botham Jean's brother embraced Amber Geiger, almost like they needed it to go out and go to a hotel room. I mean, it was just ridiculous. No, that's not acceptable. That sowed the seeds of like, well, wait a second here. Maybe, he, and you wouldn't believe how many people came up to me. It's like, he forgave, and I'll say, I'll never forgive her.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and
it was proven in court that she did what she wanted to do. It wasn't a mistake. She went in there and they showed the ballistics. She lied, she killed this man, and she should serve time for it.
And you know what it does too, when you have something like that being broadcast, you give them even more incentive to be like, oh, well, they just forgave him. So I mean,
exactly. Cool. And they asked me, I'm like, I'm sorry. Hey, aren't you a Christian? I'm saying, hey, I'll deal with Christ at the judgment. Yeah, I'm not going to forget you. Yeah. We got serious business right here.
I'll deal with him when I see him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep it right here, and then I don't want to interrupt anybody else. This is the thing that gets me upset out of anything, is your loved one died and you take a settlement. I don't look at if God forbid, anybody died on this panel, I'm not getting no money for your body or any of that, because you're not going to give me blood money to think that that's going to make me feel better about somebody you just killed that I love.
Exactly.
Breonna Taylor family got money, and look at that.
9 million, and you think that that's gonna make me not think about my loved one, or you think that that blood money is gonna make me feel better and put me in a different situation and be like, oh well, that's all we have to do. No, don't think that you're gonna throw any type of money at me and that's gonna suffice.
I'd like to think that the some of the cops and people that spoke out during the trial, I try to be an optimist, and I'd like to think that some of these people kind of just like there are cops in the world that are like, enough is enough, we're not all bad. I'd like to think that a majority of them, what's up, Eric, what's good, that a lot of them that reviewed, or not reviewed, I'm looking at the chat, the review suite, that responded and testified are feeling the same way. Like, look, enough is enough. We know that we're not bad. We know that not all of us are bad. So when we see a bad one, let's do the right thing. Let's speak up about it. It kills me when it's like, you know, and the conversation can go on literally all night past the top of the hour, past the top of the hour for the end of the stream. It's just, there's so many different deflections and things that people say all the time that it's easy to get numb to it. It's easy to get numb to it. It's easy to not want to talk about it anymore. But like Barry said, you have to have the conversations. It doesn't matter how sick to your stomach it makes you. I watched the whole thing from 4 o'clock to 5, sick to my stomach, because I'm like, how many times have we seen clear as day evidence and they walk scot-free? Yeah. So it's hard not to feel like that, because and I hate it, because even when they said guilty 3 times, I was still sitting here like, I don't feel like we won. I hate to say it, but I still felt like that.
I don't think there was a win. There was no way you were going to feel like you.
No.
There's no win because somebody was still killed.
Yeah, exactly.
He's not coming back.
And that's the thing. It's like we were all sitting here holding our breaths for something that should have never been a question. Should have never been a question. Should have never happened in the first damn place. But you know.
But look what look. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, Mike, what you're expressing is what countless families of victims of crime express after every verdict that I've been a part of. There's a sense of deep sorrow and a slight sense of relief. So whenever we got verdicts, there was never this overwhelming sense of finally. It was always but we shouldn't be here anyway. And every single trial I did, it was exactly what you're expressing. And that's one of the things that we don't talk about a lot in the criminal justice system on the side of the victims, is that verdicts can come down guilty, but it doesn't actually feel different at the end of the day.
Yeah. Hey, I just want to take an opportunity to do what Barry did earlier and say something to Lon. You might not know what's going on. You'll find out as you continue to watch, but don't come in with the BS, dog. Like, don't come in with the BS, man.
This is the thing too. Like we said, the deflection, but you know goes into what Barry said. We got to keep our eyes on the ball. People that are not going to focus and they're going to worry about this one little thing and bring up these comments. You have to understand, these are people that do that for a sole reason, to cause confusion.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, if you know somebody's doing, it's like me. I hold myself accountable. I'm not going to go and put somebody else in a situation to get them in trouble. It's kind of like, I'm grown enough to know this is right from wrong. Right. So with that being said, if this person is deflecting, knock them off the, whatever they're on social media and keep it moving, because all they're trying to do is to stop it from what it's doing right now. It's talking about is progressing and trying, so I don't pay it no mind. Now, if they come reckless, there are people, like I said, are going to give you some choice words and let you know.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Wayne Train, welcome.
Yeah, what's up?
He slid in silently.
So he's muted too. I don't know if he knows he's muted.
But the wild thing is, like, go ahead, Mims, go ahead.
Oh no, I just saying what's up, y'all.
I was gonna say the wild thing is, a few years ago, I would have never thought, watching all the stuff that happens, that I would think about people on these panels and these streams in these areas where stuff is happening. I would have never thought I'd know somebody in Minnesota like near where it's happening. I would have never thought I knew a dude in Atlanta that's a black proud gun owner, and I think about Philando Castile every time we get to talking about his guns. Y'all know who I'm talking about. I would have never thought that I would know these people. Where I'm like, bro, it's hard not to think like, could that be one of my homeboys? Could that be one of my homegirls? You know, could that be somebody that I know? It's hard not to think about it.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, that it could be your loved one.
Exactly.
You know?
I got something on my record that was expunged when I tried to go to the military. They pulled it up like that. So anytime somebody gets to talking like, oh, well, you know, if they were this and they were that, I'd be like, y'all want to know about my record? Like, y'all want to know about my record? Because if it was me, that's what they're going to do. They're going to pull up my record. They're going to be like, when he was in 7th grade, he shoplifted and had the audacity to do it on a military base 2 days after September 11th. How dare he? But are you going to be like, well, I mean, Mike was a good guy. No, according to the media, I'm a thief. You know, but like, come on now.
When you got certain type of, that's your job.
My bad. That's the day they got.
That's the day said Sean for go get the mark of the devil tonight. Go get the
bring them to me, y'all. Bring them to me. I need some fish.
I don't want to flip topics, but I do want to.
No, yeah, because we got Emily here. We know she's excited.
Here. We were going to talk about.
No, you guys, it's okay. Please don't rush.
Oh, we're going to talk about Apple. This is the whole stream is not dedicated to it.
It's just we know how much you love Apple. We talk about
I do, but it's also, I feel like this particular trial happening during COVID, having it on television is one of the most open televised trials I think we've ever had. You got to see the conversations with the judge, every single ruling. And I hope people understanding how the system works leads to people understanding where there's room for change. And I hope that is, if anything, one of the things that comes out of this trial, but also that having prosecutors that aren't from the office that regularly works with the police department works, that there are ways to do this and ways to do these prosecutions that work. So
for my cousin.
Can I just say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think one of the reasons why it hurt so much is because when I saw the video, like it had just happened and it was uploaded to YouTube. Sorry.
No, we got.
Don't apologize.
We're
you're allowed to feel.
Exactly.
Yeah. So when he was killed, and I saw the life leave his body, and then they picked him up in the stretcher like nothing. They were trying to. God, I'm sorry. I'm trying to make this.
No, that's
okay. Don't
okay.
apologize.
Take your time with it. Take your time with it, baby. Take your time.
You got to breathe.
Like watching the life leave his body was so painful. I was actually in the hospital room in between tests, and obviously I was in pain, but that was a different kind of pain. Like my heart hurt so much, and then all I kept thinking was, I was not sure that there was going to be justice. So though I heard guilty, 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 it still feels surreal, especially because afterwards, they kept saying, well, he had drugs in him. He had drugs on him. They were basically saying that he didn't deserve the dignity. He didn't deserve any dignity.
Yep.
That he didn't deserve any compassion. And it's like, it is at the most painful time, which was the last time of his life. He was in so much pain. And he was not saying, put a knee on me. He wasn't saying, kill me. He was saying that he couldn't breathe. He was saying that he didn't want to die, and he was calling out for his mom. And Chauvin gave him what he didn't want it. What he was saying, please don't kill me. And it was just so painful because all of these people that try to rationalize and say, well, he was on drugs, so they deserve to put a knee on him. Well, he died because he was in pain. But what you did on top of him was worse. And the police are supposed to protect us. They're supposed to take care of us. And he was not being taken care of.
Nope.
It was just so painful to watch.
Yeah. And it goes like we know all cops aren't bad, but when you see this time over and time over again, you start to have this. It's the stigmatism of they're all bad because you see this over and over and over again. You know.
Yeah, it hurts to say like I hope my child doesn't get treated like that, right?
Does.
Like, because you don't want to feel selfish in thinking that, but it's like he was begging for his life.
He was begging for his life. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what got me when he called for his mother.
Yep.
That's when I lost it.
That's what gets me every time. Every time. Anytime I saw that video, that's what gets me. And it gets me because, I mean, I don't speak about like what other people have going on in their lives. Like I'm not gonna speak about, you know, whose parents are still here or whatever. But like it got me because when my grandfather died, you know, my father was still in the military and he was there, dressed blues down at the funeral, didn't see a tear. And I asked him when I was younger, I said, why didn't you cry? He said, Granddaddy was strong. He said, we don't cry. He's gone home now. But when my grandmama died, I ain't never seen my dad break down like that before. That broke me more than it broke me to lose my grandma, to see my dad break down the way he did. And so ever since then, like I've like, you know, with my own mama, when my mama go through something, the first thing go through my mind, oh, God, don't let nothing happen to my mama. And to hear him crying out for his mama the way he did, that. Yeah.
And when Chauvin said, don't do drugs, it's like, so what are you saying? Don't do drugs or we'll kill you?
Yeah, that's exactly what he's saying.
That's not what it's
that's not a death sentence, and addiction shouldn't be.
Yeah, it shouldn't be an excuse to harm someone. It shouldn't be an excuse to harm someone.
They were bringing up the $20 too. It was like, what? How are you even going to bring up something like that?
Oh yeah, because
that
like
made the little boy feel bad about even calling the police.
Exactly. But the whole reason for the bringing up the $20, the drugs. Oh, we think he did porn. All this stuff is to get in your mind to not look at him as look at him as he was deserving of death. That's the whole game. And that's why I said we have to fight through that, you know. And I think some people on the panel know there's a couple of people that are big in the political spectrum that when Ahmaud Arbery was murdered, I was, you know, taking upon myself to edit videos. This is way before YouTube. I'm editing videos. Hey, I want you to show this again. You actually lied. You have a doctor video. This is him walking in and out of the home. You have it looking like he's running because you've edited the video. I have actually got it back to normal frames per second. So I was combating all that stuff, and they were using, oh, he was a hothead because he was arrested, you know, last year. He was deserving. Oh, look how he went, and you know, all that stuff. And that's what they do. They explain away so we accept something different than what our eyes are telling us.
But it's crazy too, because back in the day, during slavery, they used to treat black people as less than even a dog. So when they do stuff like that, they think that that's not a person. So you have all these narratives where they spin and they try to demasculate, and I mean,
you never hear people say, "Hey, you know what? We're gonna go over there to that country and we're gonna kill all the angels." They never say that. They say things like enemy. They say this is to condition the mind to accept something that is ungodly, and let's even take God out of it, is something that's not natural for us. We're not built like this to see. Now psychopaths are, but normal people can't see this and come up with any other conclusion.
Bob, I don't think we're saying that all cops are bad. I work with cops every day.
No one is saying
Bob, I don't
all
think that's
cops are
what's
bad.
being said at all.
I'm
addressing what Bob said. I work with cops every day.
I did too, Gigi, and all of the officers I know were as horrified as Tech was watching that video, because what Chauvin did not only killed George Floyd, but it puts communities at danger and it puts other police at danger. What he did made everyone less safe and killed a man.
And PG. The person who posted the video on YouTube 5 minutes after I watched it, the video was taken down, and the YouTuber had to go on their community section and say, YouTube told me to take this down because it was showing a death in action. A death in action. And I'm just sitting there like, that's what I saw.
Yep. And PG, what I was just gonna say in response to what you were saying, the crazy thing is they used to treat us as less than the dog. They still do.
Oh, of course.
You saw how many people you saw how many people last year got hype when Michael Vick was a Pro Bowl captain. Something as simple as Mike Vick being a Pro Bowl captain, and all everybody could talk about was them dogs. That's all everybody could talk about was them dogs. I ain't trying to sound like I don't care about it, but that's all everybody could talk about was what he did to them dogs. Like we can't talk about nothing else. Just it's crazy, man.
Yeah, didn't kill anybody. Didn't go ahead, Gigi. I'm sorry.
Most of the concern, you're fine. I just think most of the concern is more so of policy changes and procedure changes, Bob. Nobody is really saying, "Hey, we don't need cops at all," because I would never.
Oh yeah, but I don't think. I think what he's saying right now, he says, "Not what I mean." I think he's responding to us. But what he wrote was, what the cop did was wrong. Not all cops are bad. We can't look at 2% of negative people, and that's not what we did.
That's not what we're saying.
That's not what we're saying. So he's still on the wrong page.
And don't bring in statistics unless they're fact.
Well, that's why I said we're looking more at something that says policies and procedures need to be changed.
And accountability.
And accountability, yes.
And personally, I just wanted to, I don't really think it's the time to totally focus on the ones that aren't bad. That's kind of, we already know that. Like, I get what you're saying, but it's like come on.
Hey, Bob, I say it all the time. If I'm arrested, pulled over for any infraction, whether it's the most minor, I want Dylan Roof's cops. I need waiting for Burger King. I'm a little hungry. That's what I want. I've said that over.
That's the way it should be too. It's like it's for everybody. Like everybody.
That's what I want. I want it for every single person that walks this planet. You know,
like I'm not ever advocating.
You know, you should get your day in court.
Yeah. Because if I have a bad day.
It's the fact that when he did all of that, but they still didn't say it was a hate crime.
Right.
So it's like I said, and I think it will behoove us to understand certain laws and certain policies and educate ourselves a lot more. Everybody doesn't want to talk about politics. We all know that, but it would be in our best interest to even learn it or even kind of dabble in it.
I hate having to explain the criminal justice system to people over and over and over.
Gigi,
I know you do it. It's like,
but it hurts my heart because if you don't understand what needs to change, how can you hold the people you vote for accountable to changing it?
Yep.
Yeah.
If we don't all know, which is why I think law being hidden behind hundreds of thousands of dollars of school is bullshit, because you're expected to adhere to the laws and expected to adhere to them perfectly. But if you don't know everything, how can you do that? So it frustrates me, the lack of understanding in our how it actually works and why it's not taught.
Because I told somebody earlier today in one of our groups, I said, our trials for homicide here, 2 or 3 years. You're not going to trial in less than a year.
I've never seen something happen that fast. And I think it's a lot because of the unrest that they charged that fast. The last officer that was tried for murder in Minnesota, it took them 10 months to charge the officer. And then went through and convicted him of one of the same counts that Chauvin was convicted of. And it took 10 months. And that's average for charging, that it can take up to a year. But that's also changing.
Yeah.
With independent investigations outside of the police departments for use of force. So,
especially since, a lot of people were fighting for and wanting to have cameras to be on police officers.
Body cams, and it's body cams make it safer not just for the people police are interacting with, but for the police too.
For the police, exactly.
And I don't understand when people are like, they shouldn't have body cameras. I'm like, they should, just like an Uber driver should have a camera.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It keeps everyone safer because
when you call customer service, the call is being recorded.
Yeah. What people remember under stress is wildly different sometimes than what actually happened. But video's video.
What gets me even more about that is when the cops that are saying we're not all bad. Well, why you cut the camera off?
Exactly.
Like you have the body cam and you're supposed to keep it on when you're on duty, but mysteriously the camera seems to always somehow cut off sometimes. It's like,
why is that not a violation?
Yeah, like why is that not something that should be like immediate? Okay, nah, bro. Like if you know you're not a Derek Chauvin, however the hell you say his last name, if you know you're not one of them type of cops, why you worried about it? Like why does it bother you to have that camera on? It's just
and I think one of the things that we thought was that when the body cams were going to be on police officers, that the justice system was going to work faster. And that it was going to be black and white. But even with camera, it's starting to be so gray, because even after I saw Floyd murdered, I still wasn't sure if he was going to get justice.
And I'm not trying to be funny, Mosley, but what about when they have to go to the bathroom and stuff? I do understand there's sometimes the camera don't need to be on.
Oh, I've had way too many officers not turn off their shit when they go to the bathroom. That absolutely happens.
No.
That absolutely happened. I've sat through.
No, I can think of scenarios when the camera does not need to be on. But,
I just think like if it should be almost to the point now that the camera should be just like a part of you. If it's on, you're gonna catch some of that. Like I forgot it was even on. Like it should be ingrained enough for you to actually you're in the heat of the moment in your mind. You think, okay, let me turn this off because stuff's about to get real. Like I just think that says a lot.
Different. Yeah, that's different.
But I just think like even if you're in the bathroom, I forgot it was on.
I mean, but it's like you got to
deal
think
with that than not having it on. When
exactly.
It's like you think to yourself like, okay, something as simple as truck drivers. Right? Truck drivers, if you drive a company truck, there is a camera watching you when you drive. Now here's the thing. The companies will tell you, oh, we're not watching you all the time. But we'll literally tell you in an orientation that we can see 30 seconds of video before an incident happens. So you rear end somebody, they can pull up 30 seconds before it happened to see what you was doing, but they ain't watching you all the time. You work at a freaking gas station. While you're standing there at the register, there's a camera watching you.
Yeah.
So there are cameras. Like Tech Driver said, the call will be recorded for quality assurance. Why can't the cops be recorded for quality damn assurance? Like it's like come on now.
I know
tacos here.
I was gonna say I just wish the same rules applied when it comes to Barry being pulled over versus you being pulled over, Bob.
Exactly, Bob.
But they're not. They're just not.
Never. You won't. And coming from somebody from LA. Come on. You don't you can't even I can't even tell you how many times I've been pulled over for being black, for either being in the car that I am in, because I'm not supposed to be driving a nice car or like, but see, it's not in my interest to tell you that. Someone should have already educated you that, because I'm not going to tell you that, because there's just some people, they like you said, they just don't want to hear. They just want to always deflect. And I wrote this post when I was still on Instagram, and I said, I'm not going to sit here and waste my time trying to educate people that, one, are not going to listen, and two, you need to do your homework and see why all of this stuff is happening, and see like, damn, maybe, I can put yourself in our position, but it's like,
you can't.
Exactly. And I don't even want to tell you that, because if I have to tell you that, then it's already too late.
Y'all remember when there was a big news story where somebody had rented an Airbnb and the police got called on them?
Oh yeah.
Like this is what it reminded me of.
I remember that one. Yeah, but just to kind of say what Bob, I think I've said it before. I don't go into detail, but whenever I'm picked for jury duty and now it's time for jury selection, and if they ask, you see me, I'll make a big sigh when they're like, hey, have you ever had a negative interaction with the cops? And then they go around asking, let's ask you for the story. Bob, I've never been picked for the jury whenever that happens, ever. There's like the prosecutor it's like, I don't want him, but the defense is like, I want him. And the judge is over there laughing like, oh yeah, this ain't gonna work.
Yep. Well, you know.
You guys, I love you. I'm sorry that I have to bounce.
Oh man, I'm sorry. We took
We will
up your time to talk
know
about Apple.
these are we will talk Apple another night.
Yeah.
These are conversations that need to happen. Thank you for inviting me into this space. I know it's not
for coming, Emily. You always have a place here.
I love you guys. And I hope, because I've seen our system be great. I hope that it can be. And PG, what you were talking about with the way that they brought up everything from Floyd's past, that is a very common experience for victims of crime. Mm-hmm. And it is always frustrating. And there are very few states that have bills of rights to protect the dignity of victims of crime. Yeah. And that gets amplified when the defendant's a police officer. And it's something that's very deeply frustrating, because guess what? You can choose to be a drug addict. It doesn't mean somebody gets to choose to kill you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And not to say addiction's a choice, but I mean, you can make choices in your life, but that doesn't give anyone the right to harm you ever.
Exactly.
So I was seconds away from losing my shit on Twitter as I'm leaving about Nancy Pelosi saying that.
Oh,
yes.
And I had to take a deep breath and say, you know what? I worked with hundreds and hundreds of victims of crime, and they wake up and they go about their life. And then someone else does something that either unalterably changes the course of their life, takes their life, and that is not based on things that they did. And to say that somebody sacrificed for that is not just disrespectful to George Floyd and his family, but to all victims of crime, because they didn't choose. They got up that day and chose to live their day. Anyway.
I couldn't believe what I was reading.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I couldn't believe what I was reading either.
Please watch Emily. Please watch Emily.
I was going to say,
there have been
I
cases
would influence
that
people to watch Emily to get a grasp on the criminal justice system.
Please, because I'm going to tell you, there's times where I'm like, oh yeah, I'm watching and I know this guy, and she breaks it down. I'm like, what?
She got
There's no case. I'm like, let me get educated.
And there's my favorite part about watching Emily too.
I'll be like,
Cursey words.
She got more respect than Target.
Cursey words are cathartic.
Words are cathartic. The law is hard and slow, but it's not impossible to change, because at the end of the day, our laws are written by men and women, and we are the men and women that can ask for better. So I love you guys. Thank you for letting me be here. I'm sorry I bounced before we talked about Apple and how vitally important pretty colors in tech are, but we will talk. We will talk another day.
Yeah.
Thank you for letting me be in space with you guys. Yeah. Big hugs.
Love you.
Bye, Emily.
And Mila, it is okay not to have any input, because I know you said you didn't have much to say, but it's awesome that you can sit and listen with an open mind, because some people can't do that part.
Yep. Yeah. Some people won't even do that. Like, just listen to me talk. No, I have something to say. Just listen. Just shut up and listen sometimes. It's not hard.
I'd rather judge you on what you have to say rather than listen.
Exactly.
I tell my son all the time, you cannot listen and talk at the same time.
Man, that sounds like me. I tell my son the same thing.
Yeah.
Well, it's not okay. I hope for change, not only in America, but for Black and brown brothers and sisters in the world. And she's right; it's not limited to America.
No.
Yeah.
And I know Charlene is in Canada, so
that's global. That's global.
Can I just say, Charlene, you're American. You're in North America. Okay, I don't want. It's sad when people talk about that. The United States has a monopoly on America. I know, but she's talking about Canada. But I just want to make a point to say that Canadians are Americans too. Mexico is American too. South America is part of America too. I just wanted it to.
And if you ever doubt how American Mexico is, I know we hear, build the wall, just think of Ted Cruz, when the times got rough in Texas, he's like, hey, I'm going to another part of America.
Yeah.
Or to Mexico.
Yep. He said, I'm out of here.
Talk all that stuff that you want to, but I'm going to Mexico.
Does anybody want to read the Nancy Pelosi quote? Or no?
I
don't have it on hand.
I didn't even see it.
I think
this is the first time I'm hearing about it. I apologize.
I didn't see it either.
I'll see if I can find it here. It was posted to at least one of our groups.
George Floyd should be alive today. Is she running it back?
People are just I'm looking at Twitter.
Okay.
People just paraphrasing.
Thank them for dying.
Hold on, here we go.
Yeah.
Thank you, George Floyd, for sacrificing your life for justice. Because of you and because of thousands, millions of people around the world who came out for justice, your name will always be synonymous for justice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like George Floyd woke up and said, you know what?
He didn't ask for this.
Yeah.
Today is the day I think I'm going to go ahead and just...
I'm just going to sacrifice myself.
Let me find Officer Shopping real quick. Exactly. let's go ahead and put this together.
We all saw it. We're sure he's done. This ain't his first time doing this. You know,
yeah.
Hey, other Emily. She came in to buy Emily, so she thought we were buying.
Yeah. Okay. I think it's sad, even when we think that there's people that are allies and they still don't get it. That's that quote right there.
Right. That's exactly why it was like, did I just read that?
Yeah. That is so painful.
Mm-hmm. She thought she was saying something right.
Right. You know she knew she was saying something.
She typed that like, I'm about to kill him with this one.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
She walked out there with her mask on like, oh, they ain't ready for this. George?
Right.
George, we want to thank you.
No, she said that. She spoke at a presser.
She spoke at a presser.
Well, that's what I'm saying. She walked out there with a mask on like, I'm finna drop the hardest bar of 2021.
Oh, yeah, that's what I think she thought. I think that's what she thought. Yeah.
No,
if she had typed it out, I would have been like, okay, maybe somebody got her phone or something. I don't know.
Right. She ain't typed that. Somebody else did.
Maybe a publicist.
But it's that symbolic stuff too. Where people or she writes it and it's like all is forgiven because you wrote it.
Nah, just saying you're accountable regardless if you wrote it.
You said it.
Yep.
But we already know you could, but see, you don't. The reason why we giving her so much stuff is because of the stuff that she said. She said countless things that were racist to black people. Like, come on, like this isn't the first time. So we already know.
Hey, Sharky, they need to bring in. They got some young Democrat blood they can bring in. They just don't want them because they're scared of them. AOC.
Yeah, they're scared.
They're scared of it.
I'm about to say, Mikey, over there smacking at you.
It's
smashing.
Look, it is.
We almost at the top of the hour. I am going to throw up a couple of super chats to lighten the moment a little bit, because I do want to touch on Apple.
Yeah, I missed the whole event, so I don't know.
I really watched the event, but
you ain't missed nothing but a Crayola pack of candles.
Yeah, I need to be informed.
Mike, you about to get that tonight?
Boy, stop! I want none of them kindergarten computers.
Y'all like how I cut that off? No. I had two super chats. PG threw me some money for his cuss word. So
I know I owe you about $10. I'm about to pay up. Hold on real quick.
Go ahead so I can throw that 70-cent super chat. Man. So, Lon, it is Dogecoin Day. I didn't really see. So we were going to talk about Doge, Apple event, and then the verdict came down at 4:30. Well, about 5 o'clock.
Yep.
So we have to address current events too. This isn't strictly tech.
And if we're being honest, Dogecoin really just kind of went like that versus going up. I kept looking at Robin Hood all day, like, no, baby, what is you doing? What is you doing, baby?
No,
we're supposed to be going up, baby. We're supposed to be going to the moon, not back to the beach.
It's also okay to come into a stream. It's also okay to come into a stream and not ask questions right away and first listen.
Yeah, and also it's also important to enjoy the beauty of that perp walk. That perp walk was so pretty.
Wasn't it?
So pretty.
I was so pretty. So just sit back and enjoy it, Ron.
Just sit back and relax.
So y'all ready for the 70 cent super chat?
We don't have to play mine. We really don't. We really don't have to play mine. We really don't.
LaShawn.
Look, Mike. Hey, that's gonna influence Mike to do that dance over.
Yeah, I just gotta keep playing it and playing it.
Or I'll just
what did Michael Pepper say?
Hey, you gotta take this embarrassment.
I don't think so. I think it's gonna be fine, Michael Pepper. It was just that today was Doge Day, right?
Yeah.
So it was supposed to be a pump today.
Yes. I guess the pump hasn't happened. Yeah.
I think there was a dump, then a pump.
Yeah.
Then a pump. Dump.
Hey, what was that? Who was that? MC Hammer.
That was MC Hammer. Yeah. Dump.
Hey, Mike.
But at the end of the day, I'm not really sitting any worse than I've been sitting all week. Like
Right.
Doge is getting up all week.
Right. I'm still winning regardless.
Oh yeah, I'm
I'm losing.
You didn't talk to me last week. I'm sitting more than double than I was last week.
What up, PG? What up?
I'm winning. I feel blessed.
Let's wait for it to take a dip.
Well, this is when people usually get in. When you see a dip, that's when you're supposed to buy.
Where's it at now? I haven't looked at it. I was looking for a bigger dip.
These people, they're playing with each other on the second row.
Ah.
I already said one.
The Fold Boys. The Fold Boys.
Pause.
I'm not playing with nothing.
I ain't talking about you. I'm talking about the Fold Boys. They're next to each other.
Oh, the Fold Boys. Yeah.
Technically, this ain't my fold, so I'm not really playing with.
You still playing with it, right?
Yeah, it's
you might be able to
PG's
finesse your
fold.
way.
That's his. He owns that thing.
That's your fold, Mike. That's your fold, Mike.
Look, Latrell gonna have to fight me.
Mike done deboed him.
Now look. All I'm gonna say is, me and Gigi got to run a joke right now. My initials are TKM, but we taking the M off of it for the next couple of days.
Y'all remember DK when he got the OnePlus?
Oh no.
DK left. He was here earlier. I wanted him to stay so we could be like, hey, this your twin down here.
I won't leave. I stay with it. Look, I was with it today. You see my wallpaper? I was with it today.
Show closer, please.
You done set it all up and everything.
Right.
Aww.
I like my phones just like my legs, foldable.
Oh, so listen here. So for everybody who bashed me when I was like, when people ask me about a phone now, I'm like, does it fold?
Yeah.
Like, if it don't fold, I don't have any interest in it.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. Since we gonna talk about the Apple event, while I was watching the Apple event today, I was like, oh man, that purple iPhone look really cool. Man, them colorful iMacs look really dope. I was like, man, that iPad look really dope. All of that looks really dope. Looks really dope. Looks really dope.
You were like,
with that lavender. With that lavender.
Nah, Tech Valley, I don't want none of that BS they showed today. I'm good.
So you don't want me to share my screen then?
Okay, so Sharky, Doge crypto runs day and night. There's no ending point.
Oh yeah. It's
hours.
all night.
Check while sharing your screen.
Yes, I am.
Hey.
You want me to share my screen? You
Sure.
want it? You want it? Tempted by the fruit of
Oh yeah.
I want to see this.
Oh yeah.
He's so pretty. It's so pretty.
Bar soap.
Take notes.
It
There's
look
one
like bar soap.
Oh,
It looked like my degree soap and bar soap. I have.
It looked like the lavender secret stuff that my girl put on her arms and stuff. What it looked like.
It looks like a Barney phone.
I bet not see
It's
any
not that
man.
bad. Well, no.
Nah.
I bet not see
That's
any
a different
man
color.
rocking that phone.
Yeah.
It looked like this bag of Skittles.
It don't fold.
No.
My phone's got a
Fruity.
fold. They got to have a bend in them.
They gotta have
you need a band in them, huh?
like that crease in you.
Hold on,
No,
guys.
if you go like
gotta
this
have a
really
hook
hard.
in it.
Hold on, guys. Hold on.
Speaking of
Everybody, hold on. Water break.
Oh,
Okay, hold on.
Oh my.
All right, cool.
You want to bend?
Keep quiet.
It's not sponsored. It's not
All
sponsored.
right, cool.
Hey, Octo Nation. I haven't seen him in a while.
Gigi does. Gigi,
Hey, sir.
what?
is this type of footwork?
What up, LB?
Oh, it's the razor. Hold on.
Oh, he got the
Hey, I like it. You got it. Okay.
That's a bend. That's a bend.
Nice.
That's a bend.
I like it. So
Is
it
that
better
the
be
first
that.
one or
Hey,
the
man,
second one?
that other one better not fold, and it better be a me.
Is that the first one or the second?
11.
Me
Number
11.
2.
Oh, you got the two?
Yeah.
You
got
loyal as I don't know what, dog.
Right. LB, what's good?
What's good, people?
We can't hear you. We can't hear you, people.
Okay, hey, people. You stupid.
I like this
You're
case,
mute.
too.
We can't hear you,
PG,
sir.
what case you got?
the one Kimmy sent me. Oh shit. She
You
sent
came
me.
in hot.
Hey,
but not
Mike,
hot
I
enough
got you, by
popcorn,
the
It's
way.
the
man.
Rinky.
Oh, the Ricky.
What you got? What you got, man? What you
Remember I
got?
had that giveaway on my
Send
channel
you
that
this
nobody
joint.
could get
This
right?
joint, too.
Yeah.
Hey.
It was you.
The Rinky
I thought it
joint.
was the
I got a
show
few
was
other
giving away
ones.
popcorn.
Okay.
So
You
here's
got you got the speaking too, bro. I see it.
Yeah.
hey, that's the one that I got.
You got
That's the only one that
$100?
Amazon could ship literally within the time frame that I got it. I was like, I am not taking this to work without a case on it. I'm not.
Damn, I
So
cussed again.
yeah. I like this
Oh,
dude.
you got
Like,
the,
I
you
like
like,
this
you like
case. I'm
that?
shocked.
Okay, you got that one. Okay.
But
Hey,
no,
you
this
shipping-
ain't. This ain't.
you
The
shipping
trail.
him
The
$90
trail gonna come to
joint,
get this.
man?
The trail
Ronald
gonna come to
Sims
get this.
got it. Ronald Sims got it. He said, "Thanos purple." Thanos purple.
It is
Yeah.
Thanos.
No, it ain't. No, it ain't.
Yeah.
No, it ain't.
No, he said
Thanos
it's
ain't
just
got- that ain't
purple,
out
not
yet.
the cool Thanos
That's
purple.
Thanos.
It
Oh,
ain't
that
came
ain't-
out
that
yet,
ain't
Cal.
Thanos
What
color.
you
It
talking
even got
about?
the hey,
Yes, it
hey,
looks like Thanos
It
purple.
even
This
got
is
the
closer to
sheen.
Thanos color. Like this.
It
is
even got
closer
the
to Thanos.
sheen on it.
Am I not remembering it right? Maybe it's because I'm remembering it glossy.
It even glistens.
With
Yeah,
that's
oh.
probably it.
Just
I'm
like
remembering
Thanos.
it glisten.
I can't. Man, I'm sorry. I'm
It
sorry.
Do we get a
glistens.
refresher of what
Back-to-back
Thanos look
super
like?
chats. Hold on.
Thank you, Octo.
Thank you.
$20
That means I
gonna
need
be.
to show what? Oh, speaking of Thanos.
I love your
Yeah.
puns, PG. Thanos is perfect.
That is literally that's
as well.
the exact same color as Thanos.
Yes.
For someone that got
I'm looking at a
metal rod in
computer
their
screen.
leg,
Stop it.
Hey,
cool, right?
son, can I get it now since that's the Thanos? That's the Thanos version.
Can you get it?
Yeah, he said no man should be getting that.
No,
You ain't getting a
man
regular
should be
12,
caught.
no way.
That's the
No.
purple. Nah, I'm not.
No,
I'm cool with my
no,
mini.
No.
But
And,
Oh, I
and,
like what 504 said.
I was going to slide this other super chat in. So PG is sliding money too. So I'm going to throw this in right quick.
Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal.
Hey, you heard me, Scoop? Scoop must have heard me. Because I said, for someone that got a metal rod in their leg, they sure can move, can't they?
They can boogie.
Yeah, Jessica said y'all can get that purple.
No,
Hey.
no, they can't. No.
It's the Thanos version, bro.
No,
That's not what Ronald
Andre
said.
said there's
That's
no
what
manly and non-manly
Catwoman
color.
was trying to make him sound like he said that. That's not what he said. He said it's not the Thanos version.
Okay, this is how dumb I am today.
I'm gonna say it.
I was
like
talking.
You're not going to self-abuse today.
No, it was a legit dumb moment that I had. I was like, "What's up with the iPro? I think it shouldn't have the Thunderbolt. I think it holds it back."
Oh yeah.
It was Mims. It was like, "Why?" And I was like, "Why is he questioning me?" Oh, I thought it was lightning. I thought Thunderbolt was a version of lightning, and I was actually talking to Junior Bear, and I'm like, "Wait, am I dumb? What's
cool.
Isn't Thunderbolt lightning?" And they're like, "Nah, it's a more powerful version of USB Type C."
Like, somebody got to break out a song right now. Purple Rain.
Hey,
never been to cause you any sorrow.
If it was a deeper purple, I'd probably get it. That's too
Nah, that's like a lilac.
Because if it was Vikings purple,
on your colors.
lilac.
Lilac.
Hey, Bob said he agreed, Jessica.
Hey man, just put a black case on it.
How would you buy the purple to put a black case on it?
Put a skin on it. You can get the then you can get the purple. You can add a purple border.
That way you can say it's black and purple.
What was the most interesting part of the Apple event to everybody?
Nothing.
I was the most interesting.
None of it.
To me, you know what's weird? Even though the iMac was, I'm really excited about that iPad.
Me too.
Yeah, I am one in that iPad, boy. Woo.
I
won't get it, but I was interested in it.
I was like,
I can't commit to not getting it because my wallet was like, sheesh. But I was like,
if I was able to sell my current iPad, I probably would. But
oh yeah, they do trade-ins too.
They probably trash though.
They probably do better selling it, but yeah, they do trade-ins.
Yeah.
So this is what I like.
Oh wow, Spectac didn't watch it.
Oh snap!
I was slaving at the job, so I missed everything.
Yeah, I didn't watch it either. So
let me get.
I didn't watch it. I just kind of.
I have 14.5 on beta right now.
AirTags was released.
Okay, AirTags.
$29 a piece, or 4 for $100.
And you have a $350 accessory to hold.
Yeah, you can if you want to buy the older. No, they were smooth with it. They were smooth with it. So it's cheap, LaShawn. But think about this: they're like, "Hey, we'll give you a $300 accessory," and they're like, "Hermes, can we use your name?" They're like, "Yeah." So people are gonna be like, "Oh, I got a floss. I gotta get my Hermes on." You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
The only thing Hermes people gonna have is a name.
Exactly. AirTag.
Yo, I ain't gonna get them from them.
I need Catwoman to share the best part. Oh, shit, I missed the top of the hour. I got to do that too. Go ahead.
The best part is the fact that the iPad Pro has the M1 chip and it can do 5G. So that means that the iPhone is not going to need Qualcomm, right? It can just use the M1 chip with 5G, or is
so that's different. So Qualcomm is really responsible for not just the processor. So there's a CPU, but there's also a radio. So it most likely, well, not most likely, it has the Qualcomm radio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do they have a 9.5
again?
Yes, they have a Wi-Fi only.
Okay.
Yeah.
How much are these AirTags? Did they say?
AirTags are $29 a piece, 4-pack for $100.
I'm getting the 4-pack. I'm getting the 4-pack.
Oh man, that's
here's what I was planning on doing when they announced the 2021. I was going to get the 2020, but when I saw the 2021, I was like,
"Oh yeah, it's like you got it. Yeah, you got to do
this." Is the 2021.
The price ain't that bad.
It's not bad.
I might not go backwards a generation.
I usually stay one generation behind on iPads just to save money. But I want it. I want the new one. And we were at the top of the hour a minute ago, so the kings and queens deserve their shout out, and I'm not going to cheat them out of that.
Rest in peace, Big Mix. Damn, that's crazy.
This is not a mobile store, but this is a tech channel. I will say that. I did have the Doge title up there. We did not go to the moon today.
No, we still on Earth, unfortunately. So
Sorry to
have you
hear
noticed that there's a part in your song, Gigi, in the top of the hour song? It always makes me think that my chair is squeaking and it goes. I'm like,
Oh
Hey,
wow.
y'all checked what Big Mix said?
I saw it.
No, I
Yeah,
was
I think
getting
that's
to it now.
yeah. I think that's what the
Oh
story.
my
We just
God.
didn't know it was Megs. That was a story that Gigi had sent us.
Damn, that's crazy.
Oh wow. I'm
Yeah,
so
Migs,
sorry.
I hit my girl up because she's in Long Island. So when I saw this story, I was concerned because I don't know whether her mom, or anybody in her family was at that store. But there was an employee or former employee that was shooting in the grocery store today in New York. So I did see that, and I did check on my people up that way. I'm sorry to hear that, Migs.
Sorry, bro.
Migs done been through a lot.
Man, that last stream, I was like, wow. Now this?
Mm-hmm.
Well, so somebody posted a link to where you can look up like all the shootings in America, like daily, but then they just took a piece of that and pulled up the mass shootings in the past couple weeks, and you would be surprised how many there are and ones you have not even heard about.
Wow.
So,
But they consider a mass shooting like over 4, right?
over 4 now. Yeah.
Or over. Yeah.
Dang. That's so sad.
Yeah, they had one over here this way.
I feel like there's
Hey, what's up with you?
She said,
we
"Have
feel like there's a light at the end of
Hi,
the tunnel.
guys. I gotta take a
COVID
hit for
thing, and
you.
then now we're
Yeah.
doing shootings.
Yeah.
It's so sad.
Yeah, and I'm always trying to keep spirits up, but I know people, like I said, people are allowed to feel. So I want people
Exactly.
to feel,
Yeah.
and I'm not taking that away from anybody, especially when it's your people, you know?
Right.
And Miggs has been through a lot himself. And, and speaking of people who've been through a lot, I didn't want to forget to leave my homie out. Sean Williams contacted me this morning, and he pulled a Catwoman. He said, "I'm sorry I hadn't been active in your streams and whatnot." And I was like, "What you apologizing for?" Sean Williams was in an accident. So,
Oh, wow.
Damn.
so that's Sean Williams' car.
Glad you made it
I
out,
said
man.
he's lucky to be with us, right? He got cut off and then got head on with a F-250. Those are the big trucks.
Wow.
And luckily, there was no internal bleeding. He just basically is one big bruise ball, but he didn't break anything or anything like that.
Wow.
That's a blessing right there.
Sure.
Yeah, man.
I've always told Sean, like, I always call him my brother and stuff. We always have soul phones back and forth and things like that. But I've always told Sean he's on my list of people to meet. Like, Prospective Gaming's heard that too. And Migs, it's a couple people that I've always said, I'm going to meet y'all one day. We ain't going to just be internet friends. I'm going to meet y'all in real life, kind of like I did with Catwoman.
You my friends. You
My friend. You fam, so we're going to meet one day.
My friend.
Exactly.
Sean is one of those
down this way, hit me up. Damn,
I
almost
always
touched again.
said, because he has this daughter. His daughter was out there protesting and everything, and I was just like, "Wow, you raised an awesome young lady. Like she watches our streams and gets a laugh out of us." And I was like, "Man, if something had happened to you, Sean, I never would have known." He says, "My daughter said she would have made sure you knew something, Gigi."
Oh wow.
And that touched my heart because she just knows we're close like that. So
Shout out to you, Sean. Glad you made it out, man.
hey, man, that's not no punk right
huge.
there.
That's wow. That make you want to go home and kiss and hug your family a little bit tighter.
Yep.
Nah, man. That's you
Yeah,
know.
'cause that's quick stuff. That's here today, gone tomorrow stuff right there.
Man,
That's why we started a tradition last year with the pandemic. Every day before we leave, it don't matter whether we mad at each other, we rushing, she late for work, I'm late for work, or whatever. We always say a prayer. Allow us to leave this house and return to it in the same way that we left it, or better.
that's dope.
Because people leave their house and don't come back home, man.
That's true.
Mantra.
I think we take that for granted too, because you just you
get so used to saying tomorrow, you get so used to saying tomorrow, and then you wake up and tomorrow don't come.
And you
But
just
I always tell my people I love them and stuff because I lost a friend when I was in high school and I never got to tell her I love her. So I make sure I tell people I love them all the time. And people think I'm super mushy for it, but I said nobody else would leave my life without me being able to tell them I love them.
I love you too, GG.
I know you do, PG. You tell me all the time.
Hey, Chris, you know who else loves you, Chris?
Oh, I knew.
Barry got that OG swag.
Right.
Baby girl.
Mm-hmm.
Baby girl.
Right. You know who
What?
loves you too, boy. He said, I'm out of here.
All this love for Juju. She all right.
You know what, Mike? You know what, Mike?
Oh, that's a clean.
Do what you need to do. Go and do what you need to do.
I don't love you.
That's fine. That's fine. Hey,
I knew she was gonna say something, or she was
hey, look.
you do it too, because you're like,
No, look.
Like,
I was getting ready to say. Before you did it, I was thinking to myself, I've been put out a better establishment than this.
I said Mike is not going to be able to not say something to this. So as soon as he starts talking, I'll send him out.
Hey.
Oh, no, we a Mike family, so it's like, you know, you have that little brother. You be like,
Are we done?
together.
oh, wow, I didn't notice him. I was like, where is she?
Is she frozen?
No, we must be
No,
fine
no.
because I be ready to fight Gigi sometimes.
He's hydrating.
But one
Hello,
thing,
my internet sucks, so I could disappear at any minute.
No, we love your
but
presence.
you know, I won't ever lie to you though. You do know that.
Mm-hmm. And we
But
talked
that's
about
like
that.
anybody
We
on this
talked about that
panel.
the other day.
There's never a time. I'm gonna keep it real with my people, and I want them to keep it real with me.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
And I wouldn't be where I am right now without any of y'all. So you know.
I could say the same.
Yep.
Stop it.
Same could be said.
Shoot. Emily's doing a podcast. LaShawn Chandler blew up. PG is gaming. He went from tech to gaming.
Yeah.
I just found Wayne Train out there floating around, but I was like, this
Right. Wayne Train was out of sea, wasn't he? He was out of sea.
Yeah, he was out of seas. That's
He was
right.
out of sea.
No.
He was out of sea.
I'm glad Barry
lost.
started doing YouTube.
Me too.
Tech King on the budget. Tech budget on the king.
Tech budget on a can.
Tech budget
Did we
on
say
a
yesterday?
flight.
Oh Lord.
It's 7-ish.
I'm just kidding.
Hey.
So I'm in some way, shape, or form. You need to be subscribed to everybody who's on this panel because we all do something on the YouTube.
You know, I'm gonna tell y'all why I can't stand that 7 edge because I can't get away from it. So, you know, before this thing came in the mail, right? I started binge watching people's stuff about the fold. So I was looking at Gigi stuff. What up, Forbes? I was looking at Gigi stuff. I was looking at Ben Lover Tech. I was looking at Wayne stuff. And Lover Tech, I was watching this video. And he's talking about 5 things that he disliked about the fold. I said, I see what Ben got to say about it. I look at this fool t-shirt, Samsung S7 Edge. I was like, I cut the video off. I was like, I don't even want to watch this no more. I don't even want to watch this. And you know how Ben is. Ben's so charismatic, but you be thinking he be talking to you. So every time he was talking, and you know the thing about the fold, and I'm looking at his shirt, and I'm like, I can't focus. I can't focus on the video.
He's like, I wore this shirt for you, Mike.
Bruh, I was like, I can't focus on this video. I just cut it off.
Welcome and thanks for coming, and I hope you come back if you think we cool.
Yeah. Welcome,
Hey,
Facts.
yes, sir.
DeAndre.
Speaking of which, just somebody turn the hot water on.
Hey.
What's up, Joseph?
What's up, Joseph? Everybody asks about that hot water thing, but you know it's the inside thing when he tells everybody.
Right.
So 504 says he wants links for everybody's channels.
Okay.
Hey, send that man some
Tech Valor.
links.
Tech Valor.
So how about this AirTag crap now?
Sharky, I ain't mad at you. What you want to link, Sharky?
Is
You
it
more than welcome
basically
to
a tile?
Yeah.
Is that what it is? A tile?
Yeah. And you know what the funny thing is, LaShawn? It's a tile. It's essentially an Apple-based tile. But Samsung did the same thing earlier this year, and Tile didn't say nothing.
Oh,
Apple
cool.
did it, and now Tile is suing, or they're filing, like, I think it's some type of lawsuit or some type of like legal action against Apple about it, which is hilarious because it's like, oh, we ain't worried about Samsung, but Apple, nah, we got a problem with y'all.
Wow.
Hey,
so they trying to move them up out the way.
Yo, if it wasn't for Michael O'Chan, I would never find any of this. Mike sold you on something?
A ZTE? He sold you a trash phone?
Wallace, you just declared yourself easy.
They will or something.
Y'all gonna put some respect. Look, y'all gonna put some respect on my name, David. Where is that?
And Barry just went on a rampage. So I'm hey. So I don't know whose channel that is. I'm just gonna.
I know, right? Whose channel is that?
I know that's what.
I think yours didn't come up. Everyone else I cut and paste, but for some reason your custom URL doesn't show Catwoman when you. All right, let's see.
Okay, well, yeah, I'll just click the links in there.
Yeah, just click the links. Do the.
Oh, did you call that trash, LaShawn?
Yes, I did. I know, right, DeAndre? A trash phone.
Oh,
appreciate
no.
I appreciate it. Yeah, for sure.
It was a ZTE Blade
Oh,
Max.
thank you.
Appreciate you, Queen Rika.
Oh no, baby!
Oh no, baby! What the heck were you doing, baby?
Hold on, let me see what this is. I don't even know if I've heard of this phone.
Sharky, did you want to link Sharky? You know, Sharky think I'm mad
Come
at
on,
him
Sharky.
because he got his cherry busted on somebody else's
Yeah, he
channel.
got his
Y'all
cherry
know
busted.
I like to pop them cherries.
Two
on
different
my-
times. Two different times.
She got me.
Yes, you cheated on me twice, Sharky.
Twice.
Oh Lord. What is
Yes,
this?
oh
Checking
Lord,
Mike.
right, Mim?
Checking Mike.
Oh,
Like my
Lord.
How did Emily get a custom URL?
YouTube.
I have no idea.
Yo,
I didn't try. I don't know what I'm doing.
He's like, how did she get one?
Yeah, like it usually takes. You usually get 100 subscribers.
Magic.
Oh,
Yeah,
Do you
no.
have 100 subs?
No.
No, she has 28.
Oh my
I like
god!
how you know how many subs I have.
It's
No,
because she
on your
made her
channel,
account
on your
back in
channel.
2012.
Hold on.
Oh,
I've had my
that's why.
account for a
I'm
while.
gonna tell y'all what it is, and I know Emily's not gonna get offended. It's white privilege.
That's right. She made it in 2012. That's why. That's what it is.
It's that legacy. It's the legacy white privilege that's really coming in handy right now.
Oh, so it's legacy. White
Oh,
privilege.
Mhm.
Checking Mike, why did you put that picture?
Somebody missed it on that. On that LinkedIn.
Are we done? Are
I ain't
we
saying no
Hold
more.
on,
I ain't saying
perspective.
no more.
Hey,
We might have
what you
just
say?
thought.
Are we done? Or are we
Oh yeah, Sean, if you show up on somebody else's panel before you come on mine, it's gonna be me and you, dog.
She's gonna come find you.
Oh, hey, and speaking of which, the members only stream for next month. I need y'all to finish voting on that. I think it's gonna be the first to make because y'all can't ever wait past the first week in the month.
Well, because we don't want to
We're
wait over
thirsty.
30 daes
Yeah, we need that.
from the last time.
Appreciate it, Bill.
Y'all got me drunk last time. I blame Migs.
His suggestions be bomb, though. He knows how to suggest.
That monkey shoulder had me on mine.
Monkey show.
I need that.
Hey,
You come for swearing on the screen. You're not here, sir. That's for people who come from the panel.
He's just
Man,
getting
you
ready
know
for when he is.
You know how many people would have to pay her if they cursed on the chat?
I'd be rich. I wouldn't have to work a regular job.
I was gonna say, quit your day.
Yo, Charlene, once Catwoman told the mister that he was speaking in patois, he didn't even know that he did that during the stream. So we were both
great.
It was
great.
both drunk. So
Right, Meg. Bounce.
Members only streams. Hey, you thought I was bad on stream. I wouldn't put my pajamas on before I cut off the after party. So it's just like things happening there. Like you know what stays in the members only, what happens in the members only stream, stay in the members only stream.
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh God. And there's always we're gonna turn that into a segment. The LaShawn learning about his anatomy.
Oh my gosh.
No.
That's a segment. Yeah, that's a segment for members only because we can talk about anything in members only stream.
Well, he just showed us that he wants to learn about his shoulders. So you gotta teach him something about his shoulders next time.
Mr. Catwoman says he has a whole book of things for you.
He does.
Oh Lord.
He knows a little too much about the body.
I'm
a virgin.
I'm good. Right?
Yes.
So, Tech King Mikey, you okay down there? Like, what's really going on?
I think it's okay.
Oh, Lord.
Come back, Hotep Mike. Come back.
Okay.
Hey. How does it fit? How does it fit? That's one of the things you were worried about.
It doesn't fit. I told you. It doesn't fit. You see how high up this thing is on my head? Like, just watch. I mean, just.
Gonna pop off.
It don't fit. It don't fit at all.
Oh, it's like a Hotep condom, huh?
You gotta talk to the congregation.
It's a Hotep condom.
So I'm having a moment because I'm having flashbacks. Who also don't be a menace? Don't be.
Oh yeah, I saw it. Yeah, I saw it once.
So I'm looking at Mike with this hat on, and I'm looking at Emily down there. And I'm having a moment.
Don't make me say the line because I know the movie. I will say the line. I know the movie. Look. Let me look over at Emily. Look. My milk of magnesia. I'm looking this way because
that movie was hilarious to me.
Oh my God.
I got you. How you called her milk of magnesia?
I got her hat too.
Oh, you got her out. Yay.
Yes, baby. No, I'm done.
Now you guys can do that picture when you're like,
look, for obvious reasons, I can't say the rest of it, but that was one of my favorite parts of the movie. So
I love that movie.
My beautiful Nubian queen. Oh my goodness. Could you move to the side real quick so I can talk to that white girl over there? She was standing there.
Thought she was on. Man, he's bogus.
She was standing there with that guitar. He said, "My milk of magnesia."
I am mad at Sean Williams right now. He says there's White and then there's Emily White.
It's true. It's true.
Nah.
Camera's white balance off my face. Like, I'm not making this up.
you're like,
Hey,
I
y'all-
am the white balance.
Y'all better hope I don't ever come up here with a doggone suit on like the Reverend from that movie, because I know that scene word for word. That is
Oh
my
my
favorite
God.
scene in that whole movie. But he stood up there and said, now some of you women folk, I know every now and then you get hot. And every now and then you get bothered. And sometimes what he did like this, he said, you need to release her.
I need to watch that
Come here.
movie.
It's on the
I
Oh,
gotta
you
watch that movie
okay?
again, man,
It's the
actually.
longest movie title in history.
Hey,
Hey, your
Looking good, my Dukes. My Dukes.
Y'all got the baby cap? Y'all got the baby one?
Oh yeah, we gotta get the baby.
Look at this. Look at this BS struggling to stay on my head.
I see your eyebrows.
you look like hers.
Okay, I'm gonna
Switch hats.
To my head big.
I gotta switch for a minute because before she leaves.
Hi, G.
Say hi.
Hi.
Chilling.
What's up?
She's 5 now.
Oh, you had a birthday.
Happy
Oh.
birthday, girl.
Can you not?
Happy
How does
birthday.
it feel like
Happy
to be
birthday.
5?
How does it feel to be 5?
Well, kind of interesting.
Not wrong. That's very diplomatic of you.
Wow.
Please don't hit me. Okay, go to bed. Go to bed.
Okay, go to bed. Mom, you know that's not how it works. You done started it.
It's like just because she has her PJs on doesn't mean.
Oh. No, she was like running around naked, and I was like, "You cannot
Oh gosh, no.
Like within
No
a 5 foot
accidents.
radius of me. Like no. She is enjoying her Switch, Sean, but
Nice.
she
I
keeps
tried to
stealing
protect Domino.
mine because she's like, but
Still?
yours is better. So I'm still trying to advance her island. Can you not? Okay, that actually kind of hurt. On Animal Crossing, so that she can have her own.
Like, oh, Mike, that's what you got to look forward to, sir.
Oh, I'm ready. I'm excited.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
You're gonna love it, man. You're
Mike,
gonna love
Better get
it.
your sleep
man,
now.
I'm glad you're enjoying.
Hey, Mike.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Get your sleep now.
You don't get much sleep the first couple.
Hey,
You got
PG,
hand whooper?
PG. I'm gonna tell you something about me that you might not know. You remember in Avengers when Banner said, "I'm always angry." I never sleep. I don't sleep.
It ain't the same, dog.
If y'all knew how many times I'd have took that truck down to Orlando and back with 3 hours of sleep.
I was a walking zombie, boy. I get 2 hours of sleep, and it's different when you got to deal with a child and not get sleep and just not get sleep.
Mhm.
That's one area that I've been pretty blessed with. My baby, she sleeps through the night. She's always really been like that.
Oh, you lucky.
Oh,
It was
trying
only
to
a
have
short
some
time,
more
but
than
she
you
was
need.
real.
Mine still doesn't sleep through the
my-
night.
Hey, you
My
need
mom
to
It was a
suffer.
short time. Obviously, she had to wake up to change and
Mine's will
stuff. But other than that, she'd be out.
My sister would sleep through the night, and my mom and dad said that I wasn't that bad. They was like, which is hilarious because apparently that was the only time I was good according to them. But yeah,
I was
according
gonna
to
say, you're a bad adult.
I didn't put my parents through some stuff. That's all I was saying.
Genevieve never slept through the night, but she wasn't a bad, like, she was such a good and easy baby overall. Like, if she was crying, there was always a reason, and it was either like she needed to be changed, she was tired, or she was hungry, or she just wanted snuggles. So I was like, okay, it's gonna be one of these things.
We have this running joke right now of like which one of us the baby's gonna like cling to more for like holding, and we feel like it's gonna be me because that's how the dog is. Like I literally go to work, and as soon as I get home, it's like when she comes home, it's like, what are you doing? Sitting on the chair with the dog in my lap.
I was gonna say, you know why it's gonna be you, Mike? Because you're the lazy one. See, the lazy one don't want to put the baby back in the bassinet.
That's real though. It's
Hey.
harder to put a baby to bed than to just hold the baby.
Holding the baby is the easy part.
Yeah.
You had to use the word lazy though.
I don't say it. I say it's pick your battles. I'm very much a pick your battles parent.
He's lackadaisical. He's lackadaisical.
Oh, you could have said you're the easygoing one. You could have said you're the one that be chilling. You was like, nah, it's because you the lazy something.
That mother cray. He lazy.
You is be like, Alexis, how does he put the baby to sleep? That lazy.
He put it on his titty and go to sleep. That's what he did.
I'm trying to find other words for lazy that are L's, like lackadaisical, laissez-faire. What's
Nah, just
another
lazy
one?
now.
You're the leisurely one.
Yes, leisurely. That's a good one. That's a good one. Look at you.
So how do we get a link to you, Sharky? I forget. Because he ain't on social media.
Oh, that's true. How do we send one to you?
Email him.
Email him? Yeah, what's his email?
Sharky165@hotmail.com.
Oh my God, Hotmail.
You got mail.
Sharky69.
Sharky165@yahooanswers.com. Wait a minute.
Look, some things never change because my daughters don't sleep at night. I'm sleeping at night and I hear they're doing
I
something.
feel like me and Sharky have talked somewhere. Are you
I
on
think
Instagram?
Zoom messed it up though for my son. Man, he sleep right now. This is crazy.
Oh, I'm jealous.
I'm not, because he's gonna be up all throughout the night.
Oh, nice.
Because I was going to say it's only 5:30 for you. Like that's just still early in the day for you, PG.
5:35, bro.
I was about to say it'd be different if it was like you was on our time. Yeah, stay sleep, little boy, stay sleep. But now it's only 5:35.
Power to you. Good luck.
Right? Fortnite, here we come. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Genevieve, she's just like, she has FOMO. Like, she does not want to miss out on anything. So if I try to like put her down, I pretty much have to be dead silent until I can hear her snoring. Otherwise, be better.
Can't even breathe and put it down.
Oh my gosh. Nope. I'll be like doing dishes and she's like, what you doing?
The thing that I hate is when
emailed
the baby is asleep and any little bit of noise just makes them move. You're like, oh, please don't wake up.
Right? Oh my gosh. Yeah.
We had to go through that today with our I had a moment today where I was like, I know this is gonna happen when the baby come. Our neighbors below us, for some reason, like they don't like to close the door like normal people. They like to slam the door, and it shakes the whole building when they do. So they slammed the door today. The kids was going outside, and I was sitting on the couch. I had just came from walking the dog, and they slammed the door so hard that my dog jumped up like, "Who in here?" And I was just like, if that baby's asleep and they slam that door and they wake the baby, I'm gonna go downstairs and be like, I'm finna kill one of y'all. I'm finna kill one of y'all. Call the complex. I'm finna kill one of y'all.
When I was on maternity leave, I ended up taking her on walks every time it was her nap time, so that way she could get used to some ambient noise and like the occasional like siren or whatever. Because I'm like, if she's gonna wake up from like this, this is not gonna end well for anyone.
I am praying to God that my child likes car rides like I did and like she did, so I can just take them on a car ride. Like, oh, you don't want to go to sleep? Let's just go ride.
You want to spoil your baby? That's what I'm hearing.
hey, if that's what get them to sleep, that's what get them to sleep. I like driving. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, she
like, oh, you don't want to go to sleep? You don't want to go to sleep? That's fine. That's why we're gonna go for a car ride. We're going for a car ride.
It works.
We're gonna go ride around the block for a little bit, okay? All right, put you in the back seat. Be up in the front with my headphones on, jamming.
Right.
Get one of those like those mirrors.
Hey,
what up, Sharky?
What up, Sharky?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Perfectly.
Okay.
Oh no, you got that Yankee stuff up. We got to kick you out.
Bye.
We're playing the Yankees right now, so it's just like
what it's all about.
Hey, so let me. So
this is the truth, okay?
Was Jeter your guy?
Yeah. Well, I go back. Oh God, I go back.
Oh, I know you go back, but did you like
Reggie?
Jeter?
Oh, I love Jeter. Of course.
Oh yeah. I used to predict Reggie Jackson's home runs when I was a kid. I would go there. My dad would take me. Yeah.
Wow.
I
will say this.
I got lucky a
I
couple
do have
times.
a Jeter jersey that somebody gifted me a couple
Wow.
years
All right. I'm impressed.
When I lived in Massachusetts, I would wear a hat that said Yankee Princess, and people would be upset with me.
Oh,
yeah. I didn't even know it was literal like that.
And you know,
all right, y'all. Sorry. I want to slide it in.
Yes.
I used to look, Catwoman. I used to wear my Yankees jacket to Fenway Park. I don't care. You know what I mean? You want to throw something at me? Bring it. You know what I mean? I don't care. No problem with it at all. You know.
So somebody thought you were 18. Somebody thought you were 18.
I thought you were too. I thought you were
seriously, Migs? Seriously? I mean, that's a compliment if you would think I look that
Yeah.
All right. Wow. Now, why can't I see? Oh, there we go.
Yeah,
So
nobody thought Sharky was an adult.
Hey, Quan B in the building. Yeah, I thought you was at least like 30.
It's kind of hard because when you don't see nobody, you don't have no face to put the name to.
Sharky had said, look, Sharky used to say this. He says, I'm an old white guy. I remember seeing him say that. It's like, Sharky ain't an old. Who goes by Sharky as an old man? And then you see him on the street, like, oh, Sharky is the older.
The guy with the Yankees thing on his wall. That's it.
Right.
Exactly.
But you know, I have to say, you guys were so kind the other night. I went back and looked at the video, and I was a mess. I don't know what was wrong with me that day. I was really tired, and I don't know, I had some messed up sleep or whatever. I went back and I like all the things they tell you not to do. Not that it's not like broadcast, journalism or anything, but I was actually in journalism, but I was a print guy. But yeah, I'm like touching my face like way too much, and like doing like LL Cool J or Michael Jordan, like kept doing stuff with my tongue, and then like, what was wrong with me? Like, I mean, I think I sounded okay, but
As I like pick my face.
Hey, it was your first time, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
You,
I
you
think
did a
that's
good
what
job for your first time. And plus, the internet wasn't acting.
At
well,
least
so
you talked.
Exactly.
I got
Oh, yeah, there's people that don't talk.
I didn't talk.
We're
Wow.
always
I
our
couldn't
harshest
shut up,
critic.
right, Timmy? I couldn't shut up.
Oh, right. No, but you guys were nice. I mean, I thought I was going to get some crap for it. I was like, you guys were so nice. And, you know, obviously Jessica. And then the night before with Catwoman with Cecil was awesome. Yeah. So really
he
appreciate
came
it.
on everybody's stream before he came on mine, but it's cool.
Yeah, I'm sure somewhere, but
here now.
But this is so much better. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just because of the Samsung or whatever. I mean, it was like you say, the phone.
Oh, you were on the iPad, right? Before?
I was trying to do it on my iPad on Jessica's, and I wound up having to go to my old Pixel, and that's probably why it was a little messed up. And I don't know, it might have been the connection or something else.
It was messed up. Did you hear that?
That's why it was
So the Pixel was messing. What year? Which one?
Oh, it's the original, so it's not.
Of course,
you know,
oh yeah, that's why.
You know what though? I think it was actually
right there.
It might have been restreamed too. It might have been the thing.
That's right. It could have been restreamed. Yeah.
Yeah. This is so much. Not just the Samsung, but this is so much clearer. This StreamYard. You know.
Heck, Twan, you how many phones you done had this year? Like I jump on
hold some.
This is a lot of phones, sir. I've only had 2 this year. You know, I use Mike as the gauge because he has more phones than anybody else I know.
He has more phones than Easy.
Migs. Hey, trust me, he does not look like LeBron. It's just he can't. You can't see him right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say his hat kind of covers his face a little bit.
He said LeBron got
He doesn't look like LeBron.
What?
Tech Twan, answer the question. Answer the question, Tech Twan.
Baby girl ain't feeling LeBron. She feels PG.
Answer the question, Tech
Baby
Twan.
girl ain't feeling LeBron. You stupid, baby.
Oh no, Barry.
Oh,
I'm
If anything, I would have said stuff.
I guess I should take the compliment.
Hey, you need some of that money though.
I'm waiting on the number from Tech Twan, so
Tech Twan.
Mike is looking for somebody to take him out. He's like, somebody gotta have more phones
Tech
than me
Twan, answer the question. Answer the question, Tech Twan. Answer the
Tech
question.
Twan's got a lot this year.
Tech Twan, answer it. Answer it now.
My beard's been like this, man.
Come on, Tech Twan, step up.
Answer the question.
Hey, Ray remembers you.
Oh, y'all neck and neck. Yeah, I used to be so quiet. Yes.
He said about. He said about 6 phones. It's a difference between.
I think we might have missed 1 or 2 with you, Mike. So yeah, yours is about 6 too.
So mine is a solid 6. You ain't missed.
He got 6 different phones. So it's
yeah, but that's the same thing. If you bought them, that should be the same thing. You bought them.
Hey, and look, and off of Barry's logic, you can't count this one because I ain't buy it. So you can't count this one.
How many people get it?
Hey, Gigi, Barry just said if you bought it, it counts. I didn't buy this. So you can count it against me.
As soon as that first payment rolls.
But look, it might be my channel. But who said I'm making a video?
No, this is my channel. We're talking about my channel, so it counts.
I was about to say.
Oh, you said it's okay. It's okay. It counts.
Listen, if a company sends you a phone and you review that phone, that counts for your phone for the year, right?
That counts, bro.
So the trail's the company.
But this wasn't sent as a review unit. But this wasn't sent as a review unit.
Latrell has a company.
How about
he does have a company.
I got a company too. If that's the case, I got a company too. That's the case.
You got 6 phones.
Are you gonna review it though? Are you gonna review it?
Honestly, all right. We'll talk about that at the after party.
Hold on. Let me ask you a question. So how long did it take for you to be amazed? You just opened it and it was just like you said, where it was.
Bro, it was like when I pulled it out of the box, I was like,
You trying to call shots to the feds?
I was like, it's intriguing, and then I was like, oh.
I'm gonna leave my friend Sharky alone.
Oh. I did that like 30 times.
Like a detective.
I did that like 30 times. I ain't gonna lie. I was just sitting there like oh.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
I need to know, since y'all are the new foldies, what's your favorite feature on the fold? DG and Tech Team Mike.
All of
My
it.
favorite feature. I think I don't really have a favorite feature, but a feature that I use that I don't use with all my other Edge devices is actually the Edge because of how you can split it into 4 different things. I was just and the crazy thing about it is when I did it, I was just like, why is this just so much better?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just
multitasking. I never multitasked on the phone until I got the phone.
Yeah,
and
so
I could do it on my
actually makes
10,
sense.
but
Well, with iPhone
multitasking.
GG, you know, it's a hell of a lot tougher to really do any multi. You really can't, right?
You just got.
No, I'm just being serious. I mean, I'm being honest.
Yeah, is
you can do
multitasking
picture, right? But that's it. You can't really do.
Like multitasking has been one of them. And
Detective Sharky.
I don't close this though. That's the crazy thing. Like when I leave the house, I keep it closed. But since I've been at home, I've been walking around the house on the phone, on speakerphone, like, yeah, you know, the company called, blah blah this. Like I feel like I've been doing something.
You bad and bougie, huh?
Yo, I was on the phone today. So I had a phone interview today with a company, and I thought I was doing something with my life because like the lady is on the phone talking to me, and I was just sitting there like this. I was like, yeah. So the thing about it is like. I'm talking about I was just like, mm-hmm. And then when the call ended, I was like, all right, thank you. You have a good day as well. You too. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Bye bye.
You know what you got, right?
Yeah, that's how you flex. I mean,
real quick,
you know what you got,
so
you got
multitasking, right? Chris, multitasking. Mike, multitasking. Mims, do you like the multitasking?
Are you aware?
Yeah. Gigi, do you like it? The multitasking on your phone?
Multitasking, yeah.
The 11-inch and 12.9-inch M1 iPad. We don't need multitasking. We don't need it. There's no need for it.
Well, Barry,
you know, Barry. You know my problem. My problem with the new iPads is this: they put the M1 in it, and you can get up to 16 gigs of memory and 2 terabytes of storage. Yeah. You can do that with the MacBook Air,
correct?
And you can do that with the MacBook Pro.
Yep.
By the time you spend all that money on that MacBook Pro and not MacBook Pro, by the time you spend all that money on a 12.9-inch iPad Pro and get yourself a Magic Keyboard, you could have just bought a MacBook Pro.
And well, this is
I don't carry around a laptop. I'll carry a laptop.
But it's the same thing.
But it's so thin.
I'm telling you, I released the iPad, and then 6 months go by, and I come out with, and I go, Big Sur Pat, what's up, everybody? And then just drop the mic. You know what I'm saying? It's like, we got the M1, you can do it.
The iMac needs more RAM though. 8 gigs of RAM is not enough. It needs 16.
The lower model iMac has 2 ports on the back of it.
Yeah.
Gosh, Mix.
Just 2 ports.
Oh my God, Migs.
Oh my God.
I was gonna tell Mike. The only phone that I catch myself using open on the phone is I look like a dummy because I'll talk on this Huawei like that. I won't do that on this phone.
I've been using speakerphone more than I have all year with this phone.
I won't hold up my face like that though.
Bruh, I have used speakerphone. I have used speakerphone more in the last 2 days than I have all year with this phone. And somebody called me and I'm just like, can I put it on speakerphone? I can put it on speakerphone.
That's why not, right?
I got the feature where if you're watching the video on the front and you close it, you can watch it on the front as well. I mean, watch it inside. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
You've extended your Instagram to where it's full screen too, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, Chris, you've had it longer than Mike, and Mike, this goes to you as well. When you're out, when people say, "Hey, what phone is it?" This is the Z Fold 2 by Samsung.
Oh no, Barry, look, Barry, I live in Jacksonville.
Okay.
When I go out, the phone stay like this. I don't open this phone. I went to the store yesterday.
I'm out either. Not
hey, I went to the store yesterday.
Amazon, they need that barcode. I'm like, here you go.
I walked into Target and I was about to open it up, and then I was like, nah, this ain't the place. This ain't the place.
I'm gonna get COVID germs on the inside of my phone.
I was at work, and when I had got out the car, I was all like this, all out in the front and stuff, and going like, hey. Then I closed it up. And then another instance was when my wife was driving me somewhere, and someone was next to me. They was in the car looking at me, and I was just like,
Oh
wow. It was like this.
Did you flex?
And then I went like this again.
Hey, now I ain't gonna lie. I did
Z Fold 2 for when he's gaming and he can read the comments.
Yo,
That's true,
I ain't
right?
gonna lie to you. I did flex today when I picked my truck up from the shop because I was standing in there and I had called them to tell them that I was outside after Alexis dropped me off. So I was standing there at the window and I was texting, and the guy said, "That's a tall phone," and I was like, "Yeah, it is. It's pretty tall." And he was like, "Oh, that's one of them fold folds. My wife wants one of those. Can I see it?" I was like, "No."
No, I don't blame you. I wouldn't either.
I was like, you can see it.
Marky,
I was like, you can see it.
Mike is the same person that rolled up on somebody at Disney World. Can I hold your phone? And he taking pictures with it and stuff.
That was pre-COVID. That was pre-COVID.
Busted.
That was pre-COVID.
Like stranger
pre-COVID.
danger though has always
and look,
it was not pre-COVID. When did the phone come out?
the first fold came out, what, 2019?
Oh, you made it sound like it was the Z fold. That's what I was
No, I was saying I had never seen a fold in person. And this was in February of last year, right before the pandemic. And I had some of these with me.
What are those?
Zeiss wipes.
Oh, white.
It's not a sanitizing wipe, so it don't matter.
It's got alcohol in it, don't it?
Yeah, that's true.
But either way,
Science.
I'm saying I wasn't saying anything about COVID. I was saying as far as you not letting somebody see the phone when somebody lets you see theirs.
Gigi, you're gonna stop talking about the past.
You know what?
You got to move on.
About the 48
They were
hours,
nice
right,
to
Sharky?
you.
You got to move on. You got
One
to move
good
on.
turn
Gigi.
deserves another. What's up, Swarthy?
Yeah, Gigi, you got to move on. You got to move on. You living in the past.
I'm gonna need you to share.
I do share.
Listen,
But see, I don't know if that gentleman that gentleman may
PG.
not have washed his hands for 20
PG, what he
seconds.
gonna do when it's time to send that phone back? He
Yeah.
gonna send
Sing the
a
ABC.
single tear gonna come out.
I don't yeah, he ain't gonna send it back.
The
Girl just gonna get a,
joke's on you. Joke's on you all.
I'm into that.
You already ordered one?
I don't know. I don't want to know why you're laughing.
It's crazy because it's like Gigi said. I don't
Emily
look at
knows
phones the same no more.
Oh
Did you say
snap! I
PG?
forgot all about that. Oh,
I said I
snap.
don't even look at phones the same no more. I don't even
Yeah,
want
you
to
don't.
pick up nothing that don't fold.
Yeah. And people
Like,
thought
I'm
I was
allergic.
crazy when I was saying that, but I was like, man, change your life.
The
Man,
thing
I'm
is,
allergic-
I always
I'm
had
allergic
like
to plants.
I always had my own reservations about it. And it like
shut up,
I
Mike.
Oh, that's
Rude. Shut
We knew you
down.
always wanted one, Mike. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh. You're making feelings.
Somebody break out the violin.
Y'all ready? Yep. You.
Oh.
Yep. Y'all ready? I just got off the mic, bro. Hey, listen, man. Fuck that. I take on it.
Hey, who do I need to mute?
I muted him for you. That was LaShawn.
Not me.
Come on, listen.
Somebody got to donate.
Migs, I keep thinking about 21 Jump Street, the new one with Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill.
Mig, leave Emily alone.
Oh, is that what? Oh, Jesus.
I guess we lost Mike. And then Mig.
Uh-oh. Well, we all know how this works, right? We all know how this works, right? The minute, like a year from now, or 2 years from now, whatever it is, when Apple comes out with their folding phone. Oh my God, a folding phone is the greatest thing since sliced bread. You can multitask, right? That's what
I'll get one too. I'm gonna get one of those.
And that's fine.
They were the first ones to do it, though.
Apple's gangster at that. They're
I
very
will
smart.
tell people that you can buy the Mi Mix Fold now. It is for sale.
How much is it?
I've
Though?
looked at it. Oh yeah, you're looking at the same price range.
3 racks.
No, not 3 racks.
I swear it was like 2 racks.
Yes, 2 racks. Come on, is that LaShawn again?
No,
That was me.
no.
That was me.
Oh, that's...
I'm gonna kick all y'all out.
Hey, look at you. You blaming me.
I got a phone call.
Oh, there we are.
Just for you, PG. Just for you.
The scoop.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Keep hoping.
With this fold.
What's up,
Got all
Frankie?
the
How you
folding
doing?
people.
There we go.
But am I right, Gigi? I mean, that's what it boils down to, right?
What?
Well, and then a bunch of people that are like not connected to tech community at all, that are very like America-centric are going to be like, oh, Apple is so creative.
Exactly.
Whoa.
That's all I'm saying. It's
I think
it's like the ultimate colonialist move right there. It's like, oh, I totally made this up. I love it.
So how many people think that Apple's going to go after the folding tablet or the Z Flip instead? Because Samsung is doing the folding tablet thing this year.
They're doing
that
this
Duo
version.
that I thought was going to be a phone.
You think they're doing that version?
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm no longer.
I think that'd be easier. I think that'd be the easier one to get into.
This is more practical, and that's the one I'd want to see them do.
The compact folding is going to work better for them in the end.
But think about it in this aspect.
Then, go
ahead. If we talking about this is already a $2,000 phone, how much you think Apple's going to charge?
They've been good with the
We
prices.
can't say that though, because they actually their last devices have been actually like priced competitively with everybody else.
Like for all
So we
that
can't,
the Pro
like, jump
Max
out
did,
there.
for all the Pro Max did, it stayed the same price. So I think they'll keep it the same price.
The iPads, they're basically the same price.
They might just
with the
take the-
M1s, all the M1 computers, they're actually a bargain. So
They might just take the cord out the box, you know.
That might happen.
I need that cord. I lose my cords.
You can get
They'll
one for
put it
about
back.
$350.
They'll put it back because
But
not
the
everybody will with
environment,
that.
Emily, the environment.
I don't know where they go. They disappear.
Into
You
the
can get
environment.
a new cord for about
Into the
$350.
environment.
Dig into the ether.
The tiny hole in the ozone. Sorry, guys. It's my chargers that I lost.
Them's mines now. Dongle.
504 said they're going to do both.
Yeah.
Oh, phone.
Both.
I don't see them doing the tablet version just because of the iPad is such a staple. But I can see them doing that.
I can see them doing it only because Samsung's going to do it this year. So.
Didn't you say you can't see them doing it because of the iPad being a staple? Did you think 2 years ago the iPad would have the same processor as the laptops?
No. But
Good point.
I mean, that is just a processor, though. They didn't really change anything else.
It's a processor that's going to lead to potentially having Final Cut on the iPad.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so
that's needed. They should have.
They should have like Premiere or something like that.
They could have made a mobile version or something.
You missed our whole segment about Thanos phones.
She wants Barney, not Thanos.
She said she want that deep purple.
Yeah. Okay.
She's a purple people
Way to go,
eater.
Lester, at the end of the screen.
Oh my goodness.
She wants
I
that
agree,
purple.
Yeah, look at
Technology,
Scoop
for what
is
it's
awesome.
worth.
I agree.
Scoop is awesome.
Without getting weird about it.
This man.
The family show, sir.
Do we really think it could be a watered down?
I don't think it's a watered down.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Apple
If
doesn't.
anything, they probably put extra shot in and made it,
I think that thing's gonna kill.
Even if it is, you would never notice it on an iPad.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be way faster than these other iPads.
Biggs, I'm about to put you in timeout.
I don't like having bosses. And my own boss.
I was just gonna say, Gigi, what Miggs is going through. If this is, I'm being serious. If this is helping make his day, me and Emily, then that's great. Seriously, because he sounds like he's going through a lot. So
It's all good. Now I'm gonna watch like all the Jump Street movies again. Those are so funny.
I haven't seen.
Oh,
I'm gonna separate y'all. But either way,
that's discrimination. That's discrimination.
It is. It is.
But it's your channel.
It's okay. Well, we like the female.
Hey, Swarthy, I want the new one too.
Same.
I never saw the
They're gonna
movie.
come in.
I
Is
watched
that
the
iPad
TV
gonna come in
show,
Thanos
21
purple?
Jump Street, the TV
No,
show.
mine won't.
So the TV show was
I think
super good, and
Space
I
Gray
thought that
Silver,
the
what I saw.
reboot
Space
movies
Gray
weren't
Silver.
going to be that great, and they were hilarious. Like
I saw none of the movies.
Oh, look at PG. PG's
My name is Jeff.
Oh, damn.
He said,
creepy
y'all
little
be coming at me
cat.
sideways.
PG about to drop. He about to drop a bar.
Right.
He about to drop a bar on y'all. Look at the shadow over his face. He about to drop a bar, boy.
Oh, I thought he was on the John.
Sitting on the toilet song. Sit on the toilet.
We hit the top of the house.
Is he frozen?
Hey.
Wrap it
I
up.
think
Yeah, I think
it's
it's frozen.
like
That
that.
makes it even.
He frozen like that.
What up?
Hold on, we got to make him big. We got to make him
Make it
big.
big. Make it big.
Sideways.
Oh, look at LeBron.
He look like he gonna drop some J. Cole right there.
I'd be okay with that.
Right.
That is actually a good LeBron meme, but I don't think he looks really like LeBron per se.
Do you see this?
Yeah.
I saw D trying to sneak in. I saw
That's
it.
asking a lot, dog.
I'm
Yeah,
just
you
ignoring
ain't
it.
you ain't gonna get all that.
So
You
look
ain't
at
gonna-
1, 2,
you-
3,
Courage.
4, 5.
Courage.
5 things.
Hey, DeAndre, you know how you get all of that? Patience.
Yeah, right.
DeAndre. There can be miracles.
Apple gonna be like, we have
No.
introduced a new and innovative feature.
Hey, but see, he said he know that. Apple ain't doing none of that.
Look, DeAndre, look, they're gonna be Apple gonna be like, we have introduced on the iPhone 47X split screen multitasking. DeAndre gonna be at his house. It's been 84 years.
That's what I'm saying, Mike.
But see, that's the reason I carry 2 phones, because no phone is perfect.
I would be very surprised if Apple actually did go the folding route, because they're so successful in what they already have, and they kind of seem like they're this very stubborn. I don't know. They're just like, this is who we are. So we don't have to change. We don't have to adapt. We don't have to do what all these other, we don't have to follow the peer pressure of all of these other things, because we don't need to.
We are.
That's true.
We are the
That's
people.
a
Good point.
that is. I mean, it's not. I wouldn't look at it as stubborn.
It's a Note
they've done
9.
smart
Note
business.
9.
I mean, they're making money. They're making, they have
Yeah,
people that
that's
are like,
the bottom
Apple or
line.
die.
That's the bottom line.
No, he's not taking away from me.
The one
DeAndre
that's
said that's
the
what,
Note 9 he's gonna sell.
no, DeAndre said that's what he got now, a Note 9.
I know,
Oh,
but
wow.
that's the one that Mr. Catwoman's gonna sell.
He's not taking away from me. He's
I love
not.
how much pink is happening.
He's like, we need to consolidate these phones. I'm like, no, we don't.
So the stream was super serious at the beginning. I knew we weren't going to stay there the whole time. I'm glad we came out, had fun, and issues will be issues. But at the end of the day, we can't really dwell in certain things. It's nice to touch on them, have adult conversations, and sometimes move on. I enjoyed having each and every one of you on the stream tonight, even PG, and he's back and he's not sideways. And for anybody who is not subscribed to Eric, we will be on Easy Computer Solutions channel tomorrow.
Yes. At 9 p.m. Eastern.
Right. And then back here for me and Catwoman on the podcast Thursday for Gadget Chats. So you get to see our ugly mugs 4 days a week.
I'm pretty.
Yes,
yes, you are, Scoop. You're pretty switch. But either way,
Pretty switch.
thanks for all that showed up.
Wow.
Hey, much love from me. Y'all have a great day. Let me find my outro because I can't find it. And I'll catch you on the next one.
Anybody?